We are unaware of the dangers of not understanding the need for involvement.
The dangers are total. The chances of your understanding anything going on in your own time are very small, except through the means or media provided by artists. Artists are people who enjoy living in the present.
What if certain cameramen refused to keep themselves at a distance? Indeed, Haskell Wexler was not a creative who deplored the societal problems that plagued the 60s from a comfortable distance. He liked to get into the thick of it, blood, guts and all.
At surface level, Medium Cool's plot might seem like a low-density narrative. There is no obvious storyline development or major character arcs. Following a cameraman and his soundman through the riots of Chicago's 1968 Democratic National Convention, Wexler conjures a chaotic depiction of protest and the controversial role of the journalist. Presenting the highly confused state of the American media, Wexler shows the ways in which it can deflect public attention from sustained political action. Though the name and concepts explored in the film came from Marshall McLuhan, perhaps McLuhan's heir in media theory, Neil Postman, best captures the point that Wexler was trying to make about the media.
He stated that we are presented with a world of ands and not becauses.
This is the language of depersonalization and automation, capturing America's bleak scene that Mario Savio, a leading US activist and key member of the Berkeley free speech movement, spoke about in his infamous lecture, An End to History.
This chrome-plated consumer's paradise would have us grow up to be well-behaved children, but an important minority of men and women coming to the front today have shown that they will rather die than be standardized, replaced, or irrelevant.
Wexler confronts this chrome-plated consumer's paradise by doing something groundbreaking. Pioneering the handheld cinema verite style, he captures the turbulent social and political climate of America. He uses scripted fiction and documentary-style footage to examine the effects of the civil rights movement, the Vietnam War, the counterculture, as well as the new Hollywood movement of impure cinema. Focusing the lens on these issues is as enlightening as it is questionable. It makes viewers wonder if Wexler is replaying other key historical radical moments that people are trying to distance themselves from. Radical moments which dictate both the past and the present.
As Lauren Berlant stated, the present is often disrespected by people who are cultivating a historical sense. It is conventionally regarded flippantly or romantically as something fleeting and phantasmatic.
The Occupy Wall Street movement has often been articulated as a fleeting moment that burnt out as quickly as it was ignited. A 59-day left-wing populist movement that formulated in New York's Zuccotti Park, it was the biggest mass protest against the economic equality and the corruption of corporate law after the 2008 financial crash. It was the 99% against the 1%. This is a movement that may appear to be a fleetingly romantic and phantasmatic occurrence, but it was so much more than that.
It represented a modern-day verdict of passion that echoes the speech of Albert R. Parsons when he stood trial for the Haymarket Affair back in 1886. These protests, although over 100 years apart in time, stem from the same causes for concern to combat by engineering a social revolution that would empower the working class. The incendiary 99%.
The raw footage of the protests that Wexler poignantly captured in Medium Cool is a culmination of trauma collected from the past and present, which ignites an even bigger verdict of passion that Albert Parsons defined in his Haymarket speech.
Look out, Haskell. It's real.
Pressure on the fetus. This pressure.
What are your plans for the summer? This, which will be a very political summer and possibly a very hot one.
Oh, well, now let's not get into politics.
Adapting and transforming discourses of Streby's theory of sentiment and sensation, Wexler's hybrid narrative of fact and fiction subtly explores our culpability to the extreme, forcing us to act upon what we see and hear. It refuses to wash over our heads. It calls out to our ignorance through jarring appositions, however subtle they may be.
Somebody get killed, man, because somebody is going to get killed.
I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over. And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you. But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Putting it plainly makes us see the totality of the message as opposed to a fragment of it. This stresses the severity of the racial tensions and injustices of the era.
It is our job to take flight from the concrete wilderness and the concrete corporation of the media that binds and brainwashes us. It is our mission, like the homing pigeons which feature in the film, to disseminate the vital message. The final frame when Wexler points the camera to the viewer is disquieting and complicitous. It poses perhaps the most significant question: how can a filmmaker or a viewer remain unaffected by what they have witnessed?
The truth is, Wexler's film makes it impossible. He watches our every move, or lack thereof.